everyone, welcome back. So here we are sailing into week 3 of Voyage 17 for 7,100. And that's on a Citibank card due on April 1st. And then we have 3 seahorses joining us for the adventure for week 3. So how's everyone doing today? Once again, we were having some beautiful weather, getting close to the 70s. And again, it's going to get cold, and we're probably just kind of that yo-yo pattern for most of March, but I can take it. I kind of, I don't know if I'm used to it, but it's just one of those things where it's better than having the snow, so I can handle it. I just would like a little more rain, but that's okay. And I hope everyone is doing well today, and I hope your weather is behaving. So let's look to see what the numbers have been up to this week. We first start off with a payroll check of $1,147.77. As per usual, we put that $147.77 to savings, and then we use that $1,000 for the savings payback. And as far as the savings goes, we start off with $823.85. We had 1 cent of dividends, and then the payroll check for $147.77, giving us $971.63. We returned $12 from last week that we were pretty sure we weren't going to use, but we used that and left it in the checking just as a buffer. There was a 2 cents of dividends, and then we did a city chunk for $750, giving savings now $233.65 as the balance. So then we do the $1,000 payback. So last week we had bills for $988, so we repay the $988, so we zeroed out the bill column. For the mortgage, since we had that $12, we applied $2 to the mortgage part. We still owe our savings $290 for a mortgage payment we took out a while back. And then we applied $5 to the Old American Express. We still owe ourselves $211.90. And then Discover One, we applied $5 to that, so we still owe ourselves $2,095. And then the savings payback, we did owe ourselves $3,596.90. We repaid the $1,000, and it went down to $2,596.90. And for this amount, we had $983.63 in the savings account plus the $1,000 in the checking account. So for debt payments, and this is why it's a little bit different, because we are using more than the $1,000, and we took more out of savings to make sure we can make our chunk, and plus we had a little bit of money still in that checking account. So we start off with $1,983.63. We are going to apply that $1,000 plus that $750 to the Citibank for $1,750, and so that gives us $233.63, and that is for the savings account. And then for the checking account, we have a balance currently of $313. There are some items that had not yet cleared that account. We then added a payroll check for $1,000, giving us $1,313. We then took that $750 from savings, giving us $2,063. And then we did a nice big chunk of $1,750 to that Citibank, and that gives checking $313 as the current balance until those items. So there's a car insurance, and then I think there's $50 that we're going to send to Citibank last week, but it's actually going to be included in this $1,750. So, and then for Voyage 17, we have that $7,100 due April 1st, and then the interest rate did change. It was at 27 point something and went down to 26.49. So the 1st of February, we had sent $100, bring it down to $7,000. We were going to send $50 on February 27, but it turns out we did not do that, and I ended up doing $1,750 on March 6th. So we were down to $5,250 on that. So then we look at the projection on how we're going to complete this goal. So currently we have $5,250 due on April 1st. And let's see, we did the 50 on February 27th, bringing us to 7,000. March 6th, we did 1750, bringing us to 5250. So March 13, 20, and 27, we are hoping to do 1,750 and bringing it down to 0 by March 27. So we then look at Captain's Log for week 3. Since we gave ourselves credit for that $50 last week and we did not actually do it, I only did 1,700 this week for week 3, so that combined is 1,750. So we currently owe the credit card $5,250. And then so far in this journey, we paid $79,784.25 in all the voyages combined. Then we look at the credit available on that Citibank. So currently we have a limit of $10,500. We have a balance of $5,250. So right now we have $5,250 available. So we've actually paid up completely half of it. And then as far as the monthly bills, the only thing we did this week was sending that big chunk to Citibank. And I still need to log into the mortgage and update that. It hadn't been updated yet. And the student loans will come out on Monday, so that will be numbers in that column next time, because we'll update that as soon as we have those numbers. We still have the same amount for small bills. We still have $233.21 for overdraft, $300 for the furnace, and that's just kind of a mental note for ourselves to make sure we make the payments to those little items. And I thank you for following my video so far, and if you've gotten this far into the video, the code word is going to be basket, since we're getting close to Easter, so basket's one of the words I think about for an Easter basket. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Please like and subscribe to follow my debt journey, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye.